Yeah, because I just want to make you a quick video. Verse 3 of not the chapter that I was doing the past 2 nights, but the book of John. Not there's 1 John, 1 John, 2 John. I'm not talking about the 1 or 2 John. I'm talking about the regular. You probably don't know anything about this, but they have 1 John and 2 John, and then they have the regular John. I'm talking about the regular book of John, but that's the one I was doing with you before, like at first. But I'm talking about in the first chapter. It was verse 3 where it says God created everything. So I know they talk about, a lot about evolution and stuff like that with like monkeys and stuff, and like we all came from or whatever. I mean, like I said, I'm not, I'm just saying, like, it's in God's word. And you can find that for yourself in the book of John, chapter 1, verse 3. And then you go down further. I mean, I could go more into that, but I'm not going to do all that. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you could pretty much figure that out for yourself. I don't want to come across like I'm trying to sit here and bash anything into your head. Not at all. I mean, I'm just doing this video just to do it because, I mean, why not, sort of thing. But then you go down further, and it's already going on 6 o'clock. That's crazy. Then you go down further in verse 11, and they show, and it says that it says how when he came down here, obviously, I mean, he died on the cross. So obviously, people, didn't accept him, but it says that, for the most part, I mean, his creation didn't really accept him. So, I mean, I said that verse, or, I'm just mentioning that verse, like, verse 11, because the world we live in today, you could pretty much see the same thing going on. I mean, people, there's a statue of Satan in Detroit that they put up, like a little while ago. I think they put it up by now, or if not, then they're going to, or maybe they're going to put it up in July. It's just, I don't know. There's just a lot of weird stuff going on in this country, man, So it is what it is, and they were going to put a statue of Baal, which is Baal, in New York City, and then I guess they either put one in the UK or somewhere in Europe, or they're going to. They say that they're not going to do the one in New York City, but who knows? Who really knows? But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that because I'm just trying to drive home the point that this world will accept anything before it'll accept God, and that's just in our nature. Like, that's pretty much why God has to draw people to Himself. I don't know if I mean, anybody can come to God, but I mean, you just mean it. I mean, it's not rocket science. God, you don't have to sit there and jump through hoops of fire to come to God. I mean, He died for everyone, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, generally, I'm not sitting here trying to, again, I'm not trying to, bash you over the head with anything. I just make these videos to make them, and if you get them and you watch them, then you get them and you watch them, and if you don't, you don't. If you get them and you don't want to watch them, that's up to you, but they're there if you want them, and if you get them, or whatever. So I don't know, I just wanted to make that video. I don't want to sit here and just, kind of go off on anything. But yeah, I just really wanted to bring up verse 11 because you could pretty much see the same thing, and these are just small examples, that I'm talking about, or that you could pretty much look at those, examples and kind of compare that to the the verse 11 in the book of John, where again he says, my creation just doesn't want anything to do with me. Like, it's in our nature. We have that fallen nature. We don't want anything to do with God. We want to sit here and we'll pay homage to Satan before we will God. It's that. I'm not saying all of us are like that. Absolutely not. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, and the funny thing is, and this might sound weird to you, but I don't care, because it's the truth. If you're not living for God, then you're living for Satan. I mean, it's one or the other. Like I said before, I mentioned this in my other videos. You don't necessarily have to sit there with a you don't have to be some horrible, crazy Hitler person. I mean, I'm not trying to demonize humanity. I'm not saying that, but like, you have two choices in this world, and to think that you live for yourself, I'm just gonna stay neutral. I'm not gonna. No. There's no neutral. It's one or the other, because God came down here to die for a purpose. And we all have that. We all have that sin nature in us. It's a fallen nature, and you know, I'm not gonna get all into it. I already went into this like in my other videos. But you know, people, we like to think that we're just living for ourselves. We just get up and go to work every day, and that's cool. But you don't live for yourself, though. You might think you're independent, but you're really not. You serve one of two masters. It doesn't matter if you're religious or, you know, you're a good person or whatever. There's a lot of good people out here, a lot of really awesome people out here, but they're not serving God. If you're not serving God, then who are you serving? You're not serving yourself, because it just doesn't work like that. You have a fallen nature. You know, I mean, I get all into this, you know, some other time, but you know, choose a side, because when you die and you have to stand in front of God, God is not going to sit there and be like, okay, well, you weren't on my side, you weren't on his side, so I mean, what do I do here? Like, God, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, if you're not, you know, if you're not in a relationship with God, then you think you're living for yourself, but you're really not. So that's all I'm saying, and that's why it's so easy for people. My point is, by saying that, that's why it's so easy for people to, you know, accept anything but a relationship with God. Like, we can accept religion, we can accept, you know, statues of Baal or Satan or whatever. I mean, I'm not saying everybody accepts that, you know, a statue of Satan. There's a lot of people out there who are like, what? You know, like, I'm not saying everybody is just like, yeah. No, not at all. You know, I'm not saying people actually, you know, condone this, because I would assume that most people really don't. But by nature, if you don't have the Spirit of God in you working within you to clean you out of that, you know, of that nature, you know, of the fallen nature, then if you're not of light, then you're of darkness. I mean, you don't walk into a room, you know, it's either light or it's dark. There's no such thing as kind of in between. I mean, sure, you could sit there and technically say, well, I know what it's like for it to be. No, it's either light or it's dark. Because if it's not dark, then that's considered light, pretty much, you know? So, I mean, I know I kind of have an awkward way of explaining things, but whatever. I mean, so, I don't know, I just wanted to make that video really quick. So I hope, you know, it's Friday, June 17th, 2016, and, you know, I hope you have a nice weekend. I hope you had a good day in school today. Have fun tonight, whatever you end up doing, I don't even know. You know, enjoy your Father's Day coming up on Sunday, Saturday, whatever. I mean, Father's Day is on Sunday, but I'm saying enjoy your Saturday too. I mean, I'll make you a video to say goodnight to you, and I'll make you, like I said, I'll make you a little video on Father's Day. I don't even really know what to say to you, so on Father's Day it might even only be a few seconds. I don't even know, but I'll definitely get at you in the afternoon and make a video and say hi to you on Father's Day. You know, because I'm your father. I mean, I would like to say hi to my daughter on Father's Day, but again, probably not for too long, because I probably won't be able to find anything too much to say. But I will try to find something to say, at least, you know, on Father's Day. I mean, why not? I mean, it's our day. I mean, we won't be together, but it's our day. You're my daughter, I'm your father. You don't have another father, so, you know, it's our day. But, so, it is what it is. So, I'll definitely, you know, try to find something to say on Father's Day. But if I can't find anything to say, then I can't find nothing to say. So, but enjoy your weekend, and I'll definitely see you, at least before I go to bed. I'll say goodnight to you.